Na 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 na. I remember the Twilight Zone. Still do. It plays on channels like Chiller or Sci-Fi late at night. In this particular episode, this criminal who was falsely accused sees this piano, and he's still in prison. And he starts playing it. What he realizes is that whenever he plays it, he goes back to the time of when the song was made. The Twilight Zone has it's just a bunch of different episodes of strange things happening. It's not always scary things. It's more of a bizarre show. But sometimes it has happy endings and sometimes not. Some of the episodes do. And what he realizes here is that when he stops playing the piano, he goes back to his own time. In this episode, this guy sees this baseball card, and the guy on it looks exactly like him, and his stats are the same, and he has the same bio. Then he realizes that the card can take him back in time to where the guy who looked like him was playing, and it turned out to be him. And whenever he gets another home run, it changes the stats on the card. So yeah, I really liked the Twilight Zone, and I still do, and I recommend you watch this show. It's really good. I might even buy some of the seasons on DVD. But the characters, they're always different, and at first people always say, oh, I don't believe it, and then they try to show other people, and then they think they're crazy, but turns out they were right. That's usually how it works, and yeah, his stats are changing right now, because he's playing right now. And then she rips the card because she realizes that he's only happy when he's playing baseball. This episode is about a Santa who's typically poor, and he's drunk, and he just lost his job. And he means well, but he knows there's no such thing as Santa, and he doesn't want to make the kids sad by pretending there is. But then he finds this garbage bag. It's just a regular old garbage bag, it seems. But later he finds out this is no ordinary garbage bag. It has the power to bring out any present kids want. So he sort of becomes Santa and makes the town happy and everything. Yeah, the Twilight Zone, you never know what they're going to do. All their episodes are random. I'm just showing you a few here to give you a feel for it. And this is his boss who's finding out about the Santa giving all these presents and stuff. And he wants to stop it because he thinks that the guy who he fired stole those presents from the store. But he didn't. He just found the bag. And right now he's giving presents to all the people of the town and what they want and stuff. And he's making everyone happy. And spoiler alert, this in this episode, everyone does end up happy. And yeah, even his old boss. Yeah, Twilight Zone's pretty good. Some of the older episodes are in black and white, but there's not too many of those. And it was made in the 80s, and it came back in the year 2001. And yeah, some episodes you might think are a little scary, I don't know. But yeah, they're really clever, and yeah. Usually the episodes are when people find stuff. It's just strange happenings, and the narrator, you gotta love that narrator. It's really classic, what he says and stuff, and it just, the show is people who are crossing the Twilight Zone, and then strange things happen. Yeah. Like I said, sometimes happy endings and sometimes really not. But, yeah, Twilight Zone is a really original horror show. Usually played late at night, like I said, on Sci-Fi and Chiller and those channels. So now the cops, they don't want to arrest him, but they're going to have to take the gifts back because they think he stole the gifts. And then everyone gets sad and ruin his Christmas because his boss really doesn't have the Christmas spirit. But now a miracle is going to happen. What just came out of the bag is receipts for the gifts. And yeah, then everyone's going to get to keep their gifts, and he's not going to jail. And yeah, everyone's happy, and yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of twists and turns in the Twilight Zone. Um, right now, he's making his boss happy by giving him a fur coat for his wife and a baseball signed by all these famous players that he's always wanted ever since he was a little kid, but never could get because he didn't have the Christmas spirit. Oh, and right now he realizes he can't take off his beard. He looks in the mirror and he finds out that he is Santa Claus and that he must be Santa Claus and make all the little girls and boys that have been good throughout the years happy by giving them gifts. And yeah, so he's no longer just old drunk Santa, and now he's gonna be real Santa. And yeah, his boss is getting one last encounter of him saying, "Ho ho ho, Merry Christmas." In this episode, there is not a happy ending, no matter how you look at it. In this episode, you really think, you're like, I don't know. Because the parents are telling him not to worry about the test, to just relax. And he just drunk something that makes him answer all his questions truthfully, so he can't lie. He can't pretend to be dumb. And he's about to take the test. And what this episode is about is in the future, every kid takes a test on their 12th birthday, and if they're too smart, then they have to die. And these parents are just receiving news that their child has died because they exceeded the government's expectations. And when I was watching this episode, I kept wondering, well, why are the parents telling him not to worry? I mean, it's a big test, and that's why, because he was too smart. This episode. It's about a normal apartment manager, and he's had ups and downs in his life, and he's a real nice guy, but he just can't find a woman, and yeah, he's basically poor and just living in this old, crappy, low-maintenance apartment, but what he's about to find is something that will change his life. A trunk that can make whatever he wishes for happen. Right now he just said, I wish I had a nickel for every time someone lost their luggage in a room. And then he's going to open it again and find all the nickels. The Twilight Zone really makes you think about some episodes. It kind of has some morals right here. And I'll tell you what the morals are later. Right now, all his friends, because he has a lot of money and he's throwing a party, and they're not really his friends. They're just here because he has a lot of money and a lot of stuff and a lot of wine. And what the moral of this episode is, don't like someone for the things they have. Like them for who they really are. And these guys, they're wondering, now how does he have all the money and all this stuff? And they're looking for his money and stuff, because they're not really his friends and they're evil. And he just ran away and hid in this trunk. And, they don't see him here. And they just go away. But what really happened is the guy wished he was invisible, and he was. And now he can't get out of the trunk because he's locked in there. Or maybe it's just a magical trunk. I don't know. But this woman has the same problem. She can't find a guy that's decent, like the guy who was trapped in the trunk. And yeah, and how the guy stumbled across the trunk was someone just left the apartment and stopped going there and just left it there. And it's a happy ending. She gets her boy. And if you have any requests on what shows I should do a review of, just send me a message.